cause band-aids won't fix the wristlets. Carved up a 6'6".
The Garrador guy, like Mendez, is surprisingly easy. All I really had to do was taunt the guy, get him to charge into a wall, and then stab him in the back when he wasn't looking. Again, it wasn't honorable, but honor will only get you so far in this world. Sometimes, even the good guys have to throw sand in the eyes or give a good kick in the balls.
No cup, no nothing, bro. It's just straight up nuts.
That was a strong kick.
Like every gaming challenge I do, the water room was absolute hell. Not only do I have to look over Ashley, I also have to deal with 2 archers that I can't reach, tons of shield guys, 1 Los Polos Romanos, tons of little lackeys who want to get their grubby mitts all over my temple of a body, and if that wasn't enough, I also have to deal with guys on a super high ledge that isn't reachable with my knife. What I eventually did was finish the room in checkpoints. So for example, I'd step on the 2 pressure plates with Ashley, in the process raising the crank, and then we'd leave the room and come back in. So what does this do? Now if I die or restart checkpoint, the crank is already up and ready to go, so I don't have to return to the back room. Looking back on it, I should have killed some enemies first, left the room, and then come back in to slowly whittle down their numbers, but of course that idea never occurred to me. What I did was try to juke all the crazy enemies and archers, ordered Ashley to crank the crank since she was so good at it. Get what I'm saying, guys? I'm winking right now, but you can't tell. We left the room, came back in, and then started the part that turns boys into men. Here I tried not using a gun, so I suffered for about 45 minutes trying to do this with only 2 flash grenades and 2 incendiary grenades. It was painful. But one great thing came of this. Apparently, one of the guys in the back screwed himself by missing the jump and drowning horribly. You know, as tragic as this was, it all easily could have been avoided if that guy had just installed NordVPN, the sponsor of today's video. How, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. Dante, what's a VPN? Listen, young Toby, there's a lot of bad people on the internet who want to steal your data. Have you ever used Wi-Fi in a public space like a coffee shop or a school? Ever connected to some random Wi-Fi hotspot in the mall? Well, guess what? There's a good chance you've given away your passwords and lots of your personal data to loser hackers who want all that juice. Well, I think I'll just log into my bank account here in the airport and see how much money I have. Oh no! I lost $3,000 from hackers! Gah! If only I had installed NordVPN. Basically, NordVPN protects your data when traveling or using public Wi-Fi. It's the shield that guards the realms of men. But not only does it protect all your personal data, it also allows you to access extra features on all kinds of different services. You can download new games early by simply switching your location. Is your favorite show not on Netflix? There's a good chance you'll find that show just by switching your region. The speed! These servers are friggin' fast.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
With over 5,500 servers in 60 different countries, you can browse, download, and stream anywhere. So get NordVPN for 70% off right now. It's only $3.49 per month, plus you get an additional month free using my link, nordvpn.com/ravioli, or by using my coupon code, ravioli. Check out the link in the description down below. Next was the Battle of the Novista Doors. This part was okay. I tried knifing them to see if it was doable, but honestly, it was a lot easier just to run. This one little cutie completely surprised me when he busted into the valve room because I always thought this room was a safe zone. But either way, I got through this part without a scratch. And here's where I needed Senor Spiralout's help again. This dumb guy in the red pajamas was making my life difficult by always throwing himself into the turret. This made him 100% impossible to knife. I had no clue how to make sure he couldn't get tucked into his little hidey hole, and I was getting really frustrated. By the way, the Los Polos in the castle, you know, the one that bites your head off, is actually really easy to knife. All I did was bait the thing into biting my head, it would miss, I'd run in and knife it once or twice, and then I'd back off again. I'd keep doing this until it was dead. The shield guys are also easy. Again, I'd bait them into an attack, slash at their shields, and for some reason, the knife is extremely effective against shields. It's like using a sledgehammer on it. So anyway, what I found out from Spiralout is that you can open the second story door, knife the shield guy, then jump down to the first floor, chase the pajama boy to the second floor, and catch him before he magically appears in the turret. I didn't know you could do this before making this video, so thank you to Spiralout. Then I came face to face with my best friend.
If you don't need me, then get off my back, old man. Well, I really don't give a damn. Rain or shine, you're going down.
God, Leon's comebacks are so lame. It's like something I'd say as a 7-year-old. The wine bottle is unknifable, so I just used a grenade, and the cage was super easy to escape.
Leon, I got it.
Sadler!
Bit of advice, try using knives next time. Works better for close encounters.
Next was the protect the Ashley part, and at this point, I gave up trying to only use my knife and grenades and just use the semi-auto rifle from the merchant. So he was useful after all. At one point, Ashley got stuck on Lewis's dead body, which was pretty disrespectful if you ask me. But at the same time, it was genius. Just remember, you don't need a treadmill if you've got a dead body around. With the lava area, I knifed all of the enemies until they stopped spawning, then I used the rifle on the chains of the dragon statue thing. Now here is where the challenge starts getting really interesting. The trap room and the knights. The trap room blew my mind. You can actually knife the little red bulbs before the ceiling squashes you. You have to time it pretty perfectly, but it's a great way to save some ammo. And if you thought that was great, then you'll love the fact that you can kill these 2 ganados with more eggs. Everyone at the academy laughed at me.
Who's laughing now?
The knights make this challenge completely impossible. Forget the crates, forget the save Ashley part. This makes the challenge 100% impossible. Los Polos villagers are hard enough to defeat and you can stun them, but these guys, they just can't be knifed. If I had a full inventory of herbs and spices, I still probably couldn't defeat these guys. Usually I'd say this doesn't count because I could have played on easy difficulty on the Japanese version of the game, which would allow me to skip these knights, but I've already failed so many times before this that it doesn't really matter, now does it? Then I got to the clock tower and damn! Look at that throwing arm! I almost didn't want to kill the guy out of respect, but dang it, I just can't pass up a free kill like that. For some reason, I tried to continue with my minimum shots fired run, even though I had already used the rifle to save Ashley, and I used 2 grenades to destroy the planks in the clock tower. Again, you can find that on Spiral Out's channel. Oh yeah, in the bug room, again, I just used my rifle. The 3 shield guys on the bridge took a few attempts, but like I said before, shield guys were incredibly easy to deal with. And for the rest of the guys, I simply ran by them. The double Garrador part is where my life began to fall apart. Just kidding, I got by this part my first try. How? First, I baited the first few guys into coming down to my level, and I took care of them with swift justice. Luckily, the Garradors don't have complete supersonic hearing, so all I had to do now was split them up and take care of them one at a time. And lucky me, the big armored guy decided to slowly make his way down the stairs, which was the worst mistake he had ever made in his life. Vertigo was easy. I did try to knife him and act all awesome and impressive at first, but after my 3rd failed attempt, I realized it just wasn't worth it. I knew I'd never be able to one-up killing him with a door, so I just avoided the cunt until the elevator arrived. For the people in the mine, I just used the ladder. For the double Elphic boys, I just used the ladder. For the cave full of Novista Doors, I just used them leg muscles and had faith in the Lord that I wouldn't get destroyed.
Have some goddamn faith!
Look, I've always been okay with glitches. I know some people take personal offense to this and curse my name every night before they go to sleep, but I'm okay with glitches. What I'm not okay with is cheats or mods. For gaming challenges at least. So why do I like glitches? Because anyone can do them. You! Sitting right there, right now, watching my video. You can pop Resident Evil 4 into your PS4, start up a game, and do the exact same thing I'm doing here. I know there's different versions with different glitches, but you get my point. Anyway, I tried doing this part like a good little boy, but the goddamn Los Polos Hermanos kicked me square in the balls and said no.
You shall not pass!
Without these cucklords attacking me, I would have been absolutely fine. But these pieces of shit make life difficult for everyone. So I sent that train forward, said au revoir, and watched with pleasure in my eyes as that cart crashed into the fiery pits of hell. Yeah, this challenge took a real toll on my sanity. Ladders may have been my friends during this challenge, but elevators weren't. This goddamn elevator was equally as difficult as the Lewis cabin fight. If not, it was harder. Not only do I have to deal with dozens of men throwing themselves onto the elevator from above, but there's also 2 archers on both sides that I have absolutely no control over. So anytime I'd go to knife a guy in the face, I'd get shot in the spleen with an arrow. And if 2 or more enemies land on the elevator at once, the elevator stops moving, giving these archers even more time to shoot at me. This part was beginning to really piss me off. The game was getting closer and closer to meeting Mr. Hammer, but no, I knew I could do this. It was now or never. This elevator was getting conquered, and so I did it. Somehow on God's green earth, I did it. And I was so close to giving up. Never give up, guys. The one person who knew me. The one man who understood me. My brother Salazar started a fight with me. I tried leaving the little lad behind. There's a glitch you can do that allows you to run through him and go straight out the door, but it wasn't working for me. I don't know if it's because my game was in 60 FPS or if I just didn't have the raw talent and skill to pull it off, but I could tell after many failed attempts that it wasn't happening. So I decided it would be best to just let myself die and then buy the rocket launcher from the merchant. I jumped down to the first floor and accepted my fate. Kill me, demon! Do it! Are you fucking kidding me? The rocket launcher was bought, my friend involuntarily choked it down, and the depression started setting in. I'd lost the only man that truly understood me. Would anyone even care if I saved Ashley? I'd probably just get a cupcake with a birthday candle on it and a slap on the butt as the president told me good game.
I used to be a cop in Madrid. Phew, policia. You put your life on the line. Nobody really appreciates you enough for it. Being a hero isn't what it's cracked up to be anymore.
The American prevailing is a cliche that only happens in your Hollywood movies.
After all we've been through, it can't be for nothing.
It was time to get through this grueling challenge, save Ashley, and get that goddamn cupcake. The military island is what I like to call Nike Island, because I pretty well ran away from everything. Most enemies spawned to Hermanos on their heads and it just wasn't worth killing them. From this point on, I'll just be skipping to the most important / difficult parts of the run, the Iron Maiden. Sure, normally you can blow his leg off and then get him into a knife loop, but I wasn't allowed to use guns, remember? So I had to think outside of the box. Luckily there's a window in this room, and every time the Iron Maiden wants to get over it, he turns into a little worm to slime his way over it. During the worm phase, I was able to slash him 2 to 3 times, hop over the window, and repeat this until he was dead. Easy peasy. Next was the Wrecking Ball room. All I did here was slap around 3 of Miley Cyrus's backup dancers, told Ashley to wait, pulled the lever 3 times while running in circles from the enemies, called in Ashley at the perfect time to meet at the door, and we escaped together. Next was the tractor part, which was definitely one of the toughest parts of the entire challenge. It's not really worth talking about, but for the trucks, I used hand grenades. And can I just say that Ashley was annoying the hell out of me? Here I was risking my life for her, protecting her at all costs, and she had the audacity to call me a pervert when some random big boy slammed me under her skirt. What the hell? It wasn't my fault I happened to land under her skirt after getting my ribcage shattered. Like, she completely forgot we were in a life and death situation and even had the nerve to try to hide her underwear from me. Like, did she think I planned it out with the guy? I was like, hey bro, can you slam me underneath her skirt so I can see what's under there? No! U3 seems like he'd be a huge problem, right? No. It was one of the easiest bosses in the game. For his first stage, I'd stay on his left, bait and attack, dodge it, attack him 2 or 3 times, and repeat. For the second phase, I'd wait until he was underground, wait until he resurfaced, and then I'd cut him from behind until he decided it was time to hibernate for the winter. Everyone knows Krauser's easily defeated with the knife. It's actually the preferred way to beat him. I beat him so fast that I'll even play it here. Wait, that sounded wrong.
Bit of advice, try using knives next time. Works better for close encounters.
The army part wasn't easy, but together with my ladder strategy and singling out each turret guy one at a time, this part wasn't overly bad. Watch my dance, please watch my dance.
Nah, he ain't dead, but mentally we probably lost him. I feel like Kendrick Perkins running 5-on-5 in Boston. Cause I've been running way too long, now I just feel exhausted. Cause I've seen 18 wakes at 18. I've carried so much weight like hot green. I've done things I can't believe. I just might break down and scream.
Oh, Mr. Kennedy, you entertain me.
Finally, someone who accepts me for who I am. A Broadway dancer. That's all I ever wanted. It was time to defeat the big man himself, Sadler. I thought this guy would be like the U3 and Krauser. Easy peasy lemony squeezy. But oh, how wrong I was. This piece of garbage is a complete nightmare. Not only do you have to attack him 50,000 times, but the little eyes that you have to hit have hitboxes the size of millimeters. I swear to God, 90% of the time I would go to attack one of his eyes, I'd miss it even though I was aiming right at it, and Sadler would totally own me. And let's say, for the sake of argument, that the stars were aligned and the gods were on my side, and somehow I was able to get all 4 of his eyes without Sadler giving me his version of a goodbye baby. The eye that's in his mouth is damn near impossible to knife from this point. I'm sure there's that one person in the audience who has to make it sound like they're good at everything, you know. Oh, Dante, this part's easy. What are you talking about? I can do this part with my eyes closed. But yeah, my gamer patience isn't what it used to be. You know, the biggest slap in the face wasn't me failing the challenge. It wasn't having most people reject my dance recital, and it wasn't even being forced to kill the one man who I respected on this journey. The biggest slap in the face was when Ashley, after calling me a pervert mid-battle, asked me to spend the night with her at her place.
So, after you take me back to my place, how about we do some, overtime?
No thanks, bro.
So there you have it. Was I able to beat Resident Evil 4 knife only? Hell no! I literally told you this in the first sentence of this video. This goes down in history as one of the worst gaming challenges I've ever done. I'd rather go through an entire video game without insulting a single character than to have to go through this trash ever again. Anyway, thank you for sticking with me on this journey. Subscribe to me if you enjoyed this beautiful story of pain, humility, and friendship, because I make new gaming videos at least once a year. Once every blue moon. And make sure to click that bell. If you don't click that bell, you pretty well aren't subscribed to me, so make sure you click that bell. Thanks for watching. Check out the many other Resident Evil 4 gaming challenges I've done on the channel, and I'll see you... Do you guys really want to hear it? Thick boys! In my next video.